Last week on Funny in Theory, Joshua and Sierra sat down to go through 26 letters of the alphabet, but they were stopped by conversation. This week, will they be able to get through the alphabet? Only time and a bottle of tequila will tell. Hey, I'm Joshua Will.
Where's the tequila? Are you hiding it from me?
We got to get to 26th letter, and then we'll see if it appears.
Oh.
I don't have any tequila.
I'm going to guess it's not going to appear.
Spoiler.
I have a nose for that. I would know.
Who's got the tequila?
You got pocket tequila?
Down in the promo area where we've moved everything while construction's going on, there are plastic bins. So you see costumes and you see on-field promotion material, and then there's like one bottle of alcohol.
Oh, yeah. That was from Lisa's locker.
Hey.
Casadores?
Casadores.
All right.
How have you been since I saw you 5 minutes ago?
I'm doing okay. How are you? I feel like the brain is buzzing right now. There's just so much content
going on. This week, I learned what it would be like to get dumped by Sierra Bailey.
What? No way.
I sent her an idea, and the response back was Beto, and then quickly veto, and then I'm not really a big fan of that idea. Then followed up with what I really meant to say was I really hate that idea.
But veto sounded more professional.
But just imagining that we're not really getting along. You know, I think we should be friends. You know, I just
honestly though, I cannot. It's a very hard struggle for me to break up with people. Like, I don't ever want to hurt anyone's feelings, and so it makes me so sad to think that I'm the one causing like any sort of hurt. Yeah. So no, honestly, for whatever reason, I have no problem telling you straight to your face. I don't like you sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Me personally, or the idea?
No, just the ideas.
Just so a dog running after paper boys is
dumb.
Dang.
It's so cartoony.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
Well, I'm not going to keep pushing that idea.
Great.
It's the. Do we need to talk? Is everything okay?
No.
Are you breaking up with me?
No.
What's going on?
Not at all. If I was breaking up with you, I'd stop being so forward with you.
Oh, just straight up like here's the wall of silence.
That if I'm forward with you, that means I like you. I'm comfortable with you.
Your ideas just happen to suck.
Just that one.
Again, you got to throw everything at the dartboard and see if it hits.
If I start texting you less, start pulling away a little bit, and then kind of ease into the conversation, that's how you know I'm about to break up with you.
Oh, wow.
But usually it's over a few week-long periods.
We can stop with the ideas today. It was
I did say that.
No.
Well, you just kept sending them over and over, and I was like, "That's fine. We're good.
We're good." No, that day I was painting, so it was like where I'm working on the rooms. I was like, "Oh, here's an idea. We'll put it down." And the day started with, "We kind of need to brainstorm ideas."
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I just said throughout the day.
And
not
every 5 minutes.
And you hit me with bam, 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 bam. You sent me like 8 ideas within like an hour, and I was like, "Okay, we're good."
Just proving that I'm working. Yeah. And I also forget that you also get. What do you call them? Notifications on your watch as well.
Well,
or you may be in a meeting or
yes.
listening to a podcast.
No, I don't listen to stuff during work, really.
I listened to our previous podcast, last week's podcast, which came out this Wednesday, which we did this week. It's odd math, but it all makes sense.
It's our oddcast math.
It's our oddcast math. And I realized we complain, but we do it, A, because we're professionals, like we're going to hold ourselves to a standard, and B, we love what we do. And so these complaints are like, we're having fun. And I had to think about...
What were we complaining about?
Every letter of the alphabet, we're like, oh, this makes me mad. Rah, 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 rah. You know, it's like, but it doesn't. It's like, this is actually...
No, it's just factual.
Factual. It's the same with the Bible reading.
And
it's like, we're having fun with it. We're not actually complaining. There are, even though there is one letter today that I am straight up going to complain about when we get back.
X, because what is that?
Okay, I'm glad you brought X up. Okay, this is one of those things you wake up at 3 a.m. and then why am I thinking about this? The letter Z over in England is pronounced Z. That makes me angry Because you don't say like zebra or let's go to the zedu. It's Z. You have to pronounce the letter, right? And then so you're like, Z doesn't make sense. And why does it get its own special whatever? And I've always felt that way about W too. Every other letter has one syllable except for W when you get there. It's like, what makes you so special?
Okay.
Okay. And if you want to hyphenate my name, Josh Will is actually shorter to say than my initials, JW. There's 4. So this makes no... Okay, these are the things I think of. And then you go to X, which you just brought up.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
Well, in the Spanish language, Latino language, Icariega. That's I.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, Hey, Ho, T, K.
And then it throws the whole alphabet song off.
Wait, maybe Icariega is not that. Icariega, Zeta. Oh, maybe that's Y. It's Y. Never mind. It's been a while since I've taken that. And they also have L-A-A-M-A-N-A. Whatever.
See, I took French in high school, which has done me no good. But I remember it'd be like, B. It's like, you're kind of saying the alphabet, but you're making it up at this point. And X, you never... The only thing X is good for is if it's
breaking up with somebody.
Breaking up with someone. X-ray,
X-rated.
X-rated. But if it's a word that, like xenophobic, then you've got
Xylophone.
Z. Xylophone. It's a Z sound. It's like, here's some useless letters.
Well, that's only if it starts with it. But when X is in something, expect.
So use the Z
X.
and then give XZ, and then C and K are basically...
How would you say xylophone? You are so heated right now.
I am so angry about this English
How would you
language.
say xylophone if it was pronounced X? You can't.
Xylophone.
There's still a Z in there. Exila.
Exophone.
This is stupid.
Again, we need more X words.
Do we? Or do we need less?
We need less. Let's just cut the alphabet down to 6
Less
letters.
is more.
Less is more. This is so odd to think about. Yesterday I was, I was painting and doing all that stuff without texting you. Had about 4 cups of coffee in the morning. Didn't have anything to eat throughout the day. My son had a swim meet last night. He's like, can you go get me...
You fasting?
Not fasting, just bored. No, I moved everything into the kitchen. And it was like, I got tired of walking around these piles of stuff from my son's room.
Okay.
So I just kind of stayed out of there. Then my other son had a swim meet. He's like, and we'll go get him some high carb stuff and like a energy drink and stuff like that for him. I was like, okay, I grabbed a bang for myself. Hadn't eaten all day.
How'd that go? What time of the day did you drink this bang?
This is about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Dang, how did you sleep?
And very little. Oh, I slept awful last night, which is why I'm thinking about the alphabet. And I drank half of it on the way home, slammed it in the car when I got home. The rest of it, threw it in the recycling outside. When it started painting, and I'm like, my hand is kind of doing this as I'm putting up the new ceiling fan, and I'm like, my chest hurts. It was like a full-on caffeine hit me too much, and I was like, I don't.
Was it like you had a drum line inside of your body?
Mm-hmm. Didn't care for it at all. I was like, okay,
Were they having a battle?
Not tasting metal. My left arm doesn't hurt. I'm not having a battle. I'm just going to drink some water. No, by this point,
Was that the fast?
It was, yes, true.
No, the isn't fast if you're having a stroke.
No, the side of your face, I sometimes.
Okay, so yeah, isn't it the acronym of FAST though?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. No, mine was straight up heart attack. Am I tasting metal? Is my left arm hurting? I was like, no, I'm good, but we're gonna stay away from caffeine for a while. This is the guy who got a can of coffee for today.
Good. That's great.
I obviously have not learned my lesson.
So I've figured out today that it depressed me so much. I'm addicted to caffeine. I either have a Celsius or pre-workout, but I usually don't have all the pre-workout. I only do like half a scoop. And then I always have like a super coffee or a coffee once I'm done working out and get to my desk, whatever, the morning of the workday. I spilt 2/3 of my Celsius this morning. I was in the batting cage with Tater, knocked it over, and I had no coffee here. So I had probably about 50 milligrams of caffeine compared to maybe 300 to 400. My head hurt so bad. It was not a good feeling. And honestly, it's not like I started drinking caffeine because I'm like, I need caffeine. It's like, I like these flavors. I like to drink this because I like the flavor of it.
I'm definitely a guy
I don't know
who
if
likes
I should wean off or not.
a drink in his hand at any given time. And I'm not saying alcoholic. I prefer that method of getting whatever I need to into my body. But it becomes habit.
Celsius should make a non-stim.
I almost freaked out with the Celsius because I didn't know there were so many varieties.
Yeah, there are.
So when I went there, I was like,
if you were going to pick out a Celsius for me, what would you pick out? Honestly, I'm not super picky with that. Just probably, if there's pineapple, don't bring it.
No, it wasn't a citrus like that, but it was more like, I think it was like a black cherry or...
There's a wild berry. That one's good. Kiwi guava. That one's okay. There's an apple one. That one's okay. Yeah, anyways.
And then the super coffees come in vanilla, a mocha. Is there a regular super coffee?
No, there's usually vanilla, mocha, caramel. Sometimes you see hazelnut. And then there's other flavors on their website. But Josh was so nice and brought me a vanilla super coffee, so I am flying. Mediocre. We finished with M. We are. Are we going on?
Let's go on. So we're at N right now.
N.
For those of you who didn't catch the last episode, we went through the alphabet, saying and assigning a word for that letter to describe what happens here at CHS Field or in the offices or anything behind the scenes.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
All right, my N. Nice. Minnesota nice, or the score is 6-9. Nice.
That's a good word.
It's. I feel like, and you would like to think one of the main thing we preach here, to be honest, is actually customer service. So, ushers, guest service people, us as a staff, we have to be nice to all of our fans. So, hopefully you have a nice time when you're here.
I like the word nice because it's one of those you can put to any situation and it could mean anything. It's like someone does something, it's like, nice! Or someone does something you don't like. Nice.
Or like somebody is super excited about something or tells you like what they do for work and you have no other way to respond. Like, not like, that sounds exciting or that's cool. You just go, nice.
I'm also, I feel that way about sniffs. Like, just give me some really good news. Just make something up.
It's Friday.
Now give me some bad news.
What? It's still February. So the speed at which you sniffle, that is whether you're excited or a little upset.
Yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, it just that if I were to make it big in Hollywood, I would be known as.
All right, so you do the sniffles. I do that with my air in my mouth, like, or
is it an inhale or an exhale?
I think it's inhale. Or if it's you're not very excited, it's the not excited one. Definitely is the exhale as well.
This is perfect podcast material right here.
Stupid.
No, it's not. It's beautiful. All right, mine was N. Not theater.
Ha! Truth.
This is not theater.
Truth.
I like. And just to let people know what that is we have to be spontaneous out here on the field. And if we script an ending to a promotion, and if people see that coming from a mile away, then it ruins the promotion.
It's got to be organic.
My O is the outfield gate. One of my favorite places to sit and wait and wait and wait. And then the weirdest thing comes out of Sierra's mouth or contestant's mouth, because for some reason, that's just where we wax poetic. And it's just like you're looking at the sunset. You're watching a game that for some reason, while someone is in a bubble or in a suit, is now taking 5.5 hours to get this inning done.
Yeah.
And then our minds just kind of wander.
There is maybe one other place in the world that makes me a little bit more anxious than that outfield, and then waiting for a promo in center field. You get super anxious out there. You feel like you're just standing and waiting and watching from like a hole in the wall. The other place, church, man. When I go to mass, there is something inside of my body that's like being forced to sit still when I don't want to, or honestly, kneeling hurts. I'm Catholic. I have like weird, I call them nipple knees. I have a weird bone structure in my knees. It hurts to kneel. And so that hour of church, I'm like, my inners are just like having a freaking party trying to get out.
Are you a good kneeler where you have good posture, or does your backside kind of hit the back of the pew?
I try to do the good kneeler. Every once in a while, I'll give myself a little break.
I was an altar boy for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And you don't have a choice but to do that. So
Yep.
my kneeling days are done.
Ew. That could be so many follow-up comments.
We're going to move on to P. We're moving on to P.
That's what she said. Sorry.
Hey, Sister Roz.
All right. Oh, no, my O.
Oh.
On-field promotions. Lifeblood with the game days. The other lifeblood of the Saints. All on-field fun. Best ones. P. Go.
Pig shit.
What?
What it's still...
Do you smell it a lot?
It's there's a lot of smells when you go out into that field. And I'm always worried about leaving food on the field or hurting the grass because the grounds crew does a great job of it. But
they'll let me know.
Yeah. Every once in a while, the pig just relieves itself along with many other animals on the field.
Tater.
But when those players are going back and forth, there's almost that feeling of, I really should clean this up right now. And first season, whatever, I can't remember the name of the ball pig, just took a dump. And it's like, well, what are we going to do? Grabbed a plastic bag, went out there, picked it up, held it above my head. The fans clapped for me, which was the only clapping I got that season. Walked off. Great memory.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Mine was, this is coming a callback to one that you said that I said I had a different letter for it. Pre-game production meeting. So our meetings that we do before the game, 20% talking about what we have to get done that night, 80% annoying the crap out of other people who don't get our inside jokes.
My math on that is the 20% getting done, 70% goofing around, and then 10% repeating what I've just repeated
20 times.
20 times.
At least 3 times, because one person was having a side conversation and needed to hear what you were going to say. What are you reading?
I don't know. I'm on cue. Oh, I know what this is. My least favorite awkward pause. You were talking about church, and you were talking about, we were talking about the outfield gate. My cue is the quiet after pitching an idea. So whether it's me directly talking to you, or it's when you have our production meetings and you think to yourself, I've got this great idea. This is how it should be done. Here's how I see it. Nobody responds. So you're like, do I repeat it? Are people, did I not hit the, okay, just that quiet is so deafening. Quiet, yeah.
That's kind of a scary moment, I guess.
Are they secretly judging me? Yes, but
probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you have to pitch the ideas.
My cue, quick wit.
Quick wits.
Everyone on the microphone. Actually, you don't even have to be on the microphone. You can just say things on the side like I do all the time. But you got to have quick wit when you're around here. But especially on the microphone, you, Lee, Nicholas, Rita are so good at quick wit humor. That's another very important part of this game.
One of my things that's kind of fun to do is, a lot of times we're focused on the field or we're focused on something, and then you will see one person just kind of collapse to your right or your left out of your peripheral, and you know that somebody just said something to them and they laughed and they came back up, and it's like, what was that? What was that? But if you're not in the moment, you can't repeat it.
Yeah.
And one of my least favorite things is when you have an idea but you don't have a chance to say it, and you're like, how long do I have to get this joke out before? And it's done. It's not going to make any sense to me. And I've done that to you a couple times where I'll say something, you're like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, 30 seconds ago.
Video?
Now, you didn't finish that one. Q.
R.
What's your R?
Mine.
That begins with an M.
Is rain delay, and I wrote the swear words of baseball, which rain delay is definitely one of them, or at least just rain. Rain in the forecast. You do not say the word rain when you work in minor league baseball. nor tarp, nor quick game.
No quick game.
Oh, that could have been a cue. Let's have a sexy game. We call quick games a sexy game. Let's have a sexy game tonight.
Never say in the middle of a game, oh, it's going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say it.
I think I did that once, and everyone...
I know. Stares you down. So. It is such a swear word in baseball. And also no hitter. I mean, that's a no-no.
A no-no.
A no-no for a no-no.
Mine is running through the tunnels.
Oh, okay.
How you can easily lose 10 pounds at the beginning of the season and the hurry up and wait so I can get from behind home plate underneath half of the ballpark to go stand because a pitching change just happened while I was running, but I had no idea about that because it's been radio silence.
Yeah. You lose 10 pounds in the beginning of the season and then you gain it back by the end because your body has become so efficient at the 25 to 30,000 steps you're now taking on a day game or on a game day.
It's insane. But this year there's going to be game body. I will say the pandemic hurt the game body both in 2020 and 2021 because when we start going, not all the interns are here. Not everyone from front office here. So
Are you
and I
ready
are
for
running
April?
back.
Are you ready for April?
I'm running in circles already at the YWCA. So it's also fun because we have to whip past the pitchers who are going out to the bullpen, and they're click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, and you're just running past them. And they're like,
Either that or they steal the Star Tribune bike.
or ice cream from another.
When you run, do you practice like singers? Sometimes we'll go for a run, but they practice singing while they're doing it. That way they can perform on stage and be like dancing, but also singing at the same time. Do you practice talking?
It's weird, but I played marching drums in high school, and we didn't march. It was just marching band. And whenever I start running, I always do the dun 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 dun, and that's how I always start.
Do you
running.
listen to stuff?
No, that's just my.
You don't listen to anything when you run? Go
Oh, I'm
for a
sorry.
run?
I meant underneath the.
Oh, I
no,
was gonna say.
it's all remix songs. So it's all Fatboy Slim, it's all girl talk and stuff like that. Because I need that, which is why I cannot listen to our podcast while I'm running.
Okay.
Because everything's just kind of slow. and
What? We're not
taking my
slow.
time. Not compared to a Fatboy Slim song.
Fatboy Slim.
Did I say Fatboy Slim?
You did, but that's their name.
Slim Boy Fat. I have 3 S's.
I only have one.
Okay. Let's get your S out of the way.
Side eye.
Boom! That's one of mine.
That is it. Lots of side eye goes on between us, interns, contestants, other Saints staff members. Probably average around 4 side eyes a night. And it's not just us, it's everyone. Because there are situations that happen that unbelievable.
Good moments in the tunnels, going back to that, is when you're coming from outfield and I'm going to outfield or vice versa, and we walk each other in the hallway, just kind of I need to talk to you later, but we're not really going to talk, so this is how I'm going to get it out right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Not towards each other, just towards what's going on right now.
For sure. Everything's situational, not personal.
My other S is swarming mayflies. One of my I enjoy during the season because it's so surreal.
Why do you enjoy it? It's the worst night ever.
Because people freak out.
Because it's the worst night ever.
Last year we had 3 of them for some reason.
Yeah, it's still in July. Mayflies. May. Hey, do you guys know it's July?
It's July.
It's 4th of July. That was the only one I loved, though, because it started after the fireworks, and it was a very quick way to get people off the field.
Oh, I drove home, and I live about 10 miles from here, and I texted Sierra later that night, and there were mayflies on the car in front of me the entire way. They just wanted to get to Minneapolis. And then that one, there's usually one night a year when all the mayflies come out. It's sickening. It's almost like plague, end of times.
They land all over players' bodies, our bodies. You should see the PA table. What's their lifespan? Like a minute?
A minute. And
then they just die. And while they're dying, though, they're just fluttering their.
But they come out to mate too, so it's like okay, now they're attached to each other. And it's weird. And then the next night, there's like 2 mayflies who missed the party. Like, hey, are we?
Or one just randomly like. They didn't die within a minute, and they're still somehow clinging on to life 24 hours later, just flapping away. Like, okay,
I win. My last
George. Where are you, George?
My last S, and this is the only thing I truly dislike.
Sierra.
Sweet Caroline. Ugh. I do not understand that tradition.
No.
I do not like the bump bums.
No.
I do not like the up and down of the music. That's a sports tradition I just can't get into.
I just don't like it because I hear it all the time.
And that too. All the time. By the way, thank you so much for raining tacos the other day. Sitting there on a ladder. Okay, yes. Well,
from out of the sky, tacos. Is that your tea? No need to ask why.
Telling people, no, I don't know Bill Murray is my tea.
Tea? Telling?
Yeah, telling people.
No, you don't know Bill Murray.
Yes.
Is he a nice guy?
I don't know. I'm going to say yes.
My tea is 2 strikes, no balls. The coveted line from Lee Adams, which I can't remember if that's one of the ones he said he got from Webster or if it's actually his own. But when it is an 0-2 count for the other team, when the other team is up to bat, he will always announce the batter has 2 strikes and no balls.
And every night it gets a laugh.
Yes.
Some of them are from people who are expecting it.
Yep.
And if you don't do it, they get angry. And the others are just constantly showing us that we have new fans all the time.
Yes.
2 strikes.
The other one that gets a laugh all the time, I'm trying to figure out if this could... No, we would have missed it. The fake missing child. That is...
I almost did a spit take on that one.
There are times where, yes, children are missing at the game, or we call it parents. Parents are missing. We have the kid. Can we find the parents? Whatever. That does happen. It's never gone on longer than a few minutes. Usually they're reunited almost immediately. But if it is a slow game or the crowd is not really energetic or into it, every once in a while they will throw in a missing kid.
And he has a name. I can't remember what the name is, but it's usually the same. It's Timmy or...
Jimmy. Or is it Timmy?
Something like that, yeah.
They'll wait a little bit, and then they will announce, good news, Timmy has found his parents, or something like that. And the crowd erupts in cheers, clapping. Everyone is just so happy. What was the game last year that it kept going? There was multiple layers. It was like that, and then later on, I think a little bit later, Lee said now the parents were missing or something.
Yeah, so we were playing a game. I'm like, okay, now the parents are missing.
Yeah.
Okay, now just the mom is missing. And
just kept going on.
But everyone cheered.
Yeah.
And it's weird, too, because if I'm around contestants or interns who don't know what's going on, and they're like, little Timmy's missing. I'm like, yeah.
Well, a lot of times I'll totally... No, it's about to happen if Tom Whaley is standing in the promo area. Like, he's the one that's kind of starting this one.
I think we need a missing kid.
Yeah. You, probably the same thing.
I highly doubt it.
Really? Well, mine's boring. Well, it's not boring. Usher Tainers. The third lifeblood of the St. Paul Saints. So if you're keeping a running track, promos, on-field promos, game day interns, Usher Tainers.
You got to throw yourself somewhere in there.
I'm the mom.
Okay. My you
I don't know.
is undressing in the hallway.
What?
Because we're either getting into a dinosaur costume, we've got to put on the dragging the field.
Okay, he's not taking his pants off.
No.
But yeah, game day interns have to take their shirts off when they drag the field.
It's just one of those, at the beginning of the season, everyone's kind of like, oh, okay, we're going to... By the end of the season, no one cares. I've had to do stuff enough where it's like, whatever, and every once in a while you have a ball player come by and I'm like, what are you doing? It's like,
it's so awkward, though, for me as the mom watching game day interns. I don't watch them. Let's be real. Take that back. Yeah, I am not creepy, I promise. But like if I'm walking through promo to get out to where we hang out and they're changing back there and they're about to put their dress on, or they put their dress on and they're readjusting the fake boobs in the dress, that is the part that I cringe at. It's just like, what is going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
V. I don't know how this makes sense, really. You go first.
Verifying who's in the costume or promo if the PA is where they should be. Meaning you'll always hear, we've got Tom in the blue eyeball, we got Fred. Can I get that again? We have Tom, and it's just verifying who should be where at what time.
I'm sorry, is it Jane or Zane? Jane. Yeah? With a J. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you.
It's too late because they've already started. We've got the blue eyeball, we got the brown eyeball, and Green's having a little problem right now.
Mine just was value add. I don't know.
Value add.
Yeah, we add value to your life. Eeks. W. I have 2 for this one. Who keeps calling you?
My wife
or
does.
Whistling at you?
That's my ringtone because we have 5 phones at home. They're all Apple. They all have the same ring, so at least I know that's mine. I'm gonna give her a text right now.
Are you?
Yeah. So just in case she desperately needs to get a hold of me.
Well, while you're texting, I'll say what my 2 W's are.
Yes.
1 is Woody's Roundup. I honestly don't even. We hear that song so much. I don't think I know the next word. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Woody's Roundup. We hear that every stinking pregame when the gates open. It's almost. I want to say it's kind of close to when the pregame show starts at like 6:30. Mm-hmm. But Woody's Roundup. You're gonna have that stuff.
You saw me just giving you the side eye straight on.
My second W is whatever. When the other team hits a home run, Lee over the microphone will always wait till after, when they're pretty close to crossing home plate and go, whatever. I used to like when he used to say, like, especially if it would be like a leadoff home run or they would score in the first inning, no matter what, the visiting team, he'd be like, this just in, folks. The game officially hasn't started yet. We just received word. So we're going to start this all over again. Fans cheer, even though it's like 5-0 already. They're like, yeah.
I will say there are so many times I would make the depends joke. You know, and people roll their eyes, and then I'll go back and I'll hear the whatever laugh. I'm like, oh, really?
What's yours?
Getting in our walking steps, whether we're going to, coming at, or coming from, our walking steps for the night.
Walking steps.
We're always moving. And if I am standing, it doesn't feel natural.
Yeah. I have this like rule that I don't want to see, other than PA and the intern that's down there, I don't want to see anyone sitting down in promo until like the 8th inning. Then I like find it acceptable for either of us. I just think it doesn't look very professional. No. But once it gets to like the 8th inning though, and we're kind of we're pretty much done with our promos and our legs are so tired. I'm like, it's okay to sit down now.
It's one of those things. If you stop, it's hard to get going.
Yeah.
But by the 8th inning, and a lot of sometimes I'll be running through the halls and I'll have someone say, what inning is it? How many outs are there? I'm like, I really don't know because I'm looking at a piece of paper and I just know this is where I need to be and this is what's coming up next.
Yeah.
So even though
I do math. I'm like, well, we just did the eyeball race and that was end 4, so we're top 5. And I say that all in succession as I'm running past them in the hallway. I don't have X.
I cheat. I have 2 of them. One of them I'm cheating on.
You were just saying there's no X words and then somehow you have 2?
Explaining. See, I cheated.
That is cheating.
I know. Explaining things multiple times, which we've talked about.
I've explained to you.
Multiple times. Actually, I have Xeroxes because we have so many copies going out. If you look at pregame, we've got our meeting, we've got our pregame script, we've got our in-game script, we've got our night specifics.
Do you understand now if something, like I make the skeleton of the scripts when the team's on the road. So for the next homestand, good to go. Mostly. Sometimes not. But the day of the game, it's going in and kind of like tweaking it and moving stuff around and whatever. Mm-hmm. Do you now see how there's so many scripts? And if something changes, maybe a company bought out the tire race. And initially I had the tire race in the 8th inning. Well, I don't want to make that company wait till the 8th inning. So make some changes here and there where I can. And then you have to change it on the inning breakdown, the game script, the contestant sheet, making sure that whoever's finding contestants, like there's so many things that when you make one change, and that's why I get so annoyed. I used to get Sego would send me an email being like, I'm going to show up late, so if you can put me singing in the 6th inning. It's like, I already made the script. Like, I take changes. It's very easy work, but it's so monotonous and it's so easy to forget to make sure you make the changes on all platforms. That's why, like, during the meeting, if things are like not matching up, I really do feel bad, but I'm like, it's going to happen from time to time. And we also answer the phones here, so I get distracted a ton.
I'm not going to bring up Xerox ever again because I got yelled at for something I do understand. Do you get? I was like, I do.
I wasn't yelling at you.
No, you're like, do you understand? I'm like, I do.
Did I point at you like that?
Oh, yeah.
Your point is so like mad. Mine's like this.
You point up?
Yeah. Like, did you? Yeah, mine's totally point up.
It's this is the non-threatening point.
Maybe it's because when you point, they always say, what, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. If I go up, there's only like one kind of.
How did I point? Is it just kind of, I'm angry point.
Yeah. Like, somebody say I'm over there.
So Xerox, a Z word that begins with X, but it is an X word.
Mine was X-rated. I don't know. Every once in a while we have jokes.
We do. YouTube.
Oh, okay. Because?
Here, Saints do a really good job, and I feel very fortunate about, you think about, we've got this YouTube channel of random sketches. We're allowed to be creative. We are not, the Saints are known for their entertainment, which is so cool. It's not just, we're going to put out a one video. You have the NFL who has NFL films, but it's a separate division of the teams. You got Major League Baseball, the old This Week in Baseball. Everything was, they talked about what was going on, but it was a different facility that did that. We are actively not only putting on games, but we're actively putting out entertainment. So whether it's on YouTube or whether it's this podcast or whether it's now TikTok and all these other social media things, we are our own internal entertainment group that's not relying on, look what the Saints did as well. No, the Saints are going to be the first to say it and move on. And that's what makes this organization really cool.
And tired all the time.
Heard
that. My why? Okay, I just made fun of you for cheating on
why.
X. I just cheated.
You don't make fun of me.
I just cheated on why, apparently. Because I didn't know why, though. But the meme is usually a why. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, why, though?
That kind of goes along with the side eye or just like contestants not doing what they're supposed to be doing on the field. Why, though? Or long games. Or rain delays. Why?
Rain delays are just like, because there's that sense of, can we get going? Are we going to get going? If we don't get going, how are we going to?
And how many people ask those questions? When are you going to start? I don't know.
Yeah.
The radar looks clear, but also it could be. I remember there was a game. This was on Triple the Fun that we were delayed, and we were told we were going to be delayed like 20-ish minutes. But by the time we tarped and took the tarp off the field, and it actually rained longer than it was supposed to, I think we started the game like an hour and 20 minutes after first pitch was supposed to happen for rain that maybe lasted like 25 minutes, but there was like a little break and a little bit more was coming, so we had to wait for that little bit more to pass through. And it was so humid that game. It was so hot.
Was that the game that also...
That was the game that you stole my Black Panther joke from Mav.
Dang, what was that?
Yeah, see, we were standing in center field waiting for a promotion, and Maverick was back there. Maverick is our groundskeeper's black lab. And I was like, Maverick was panting up a storm. And he goes, I was like, sometimes I call him the Black Panther. And you didn't laugh. And I was like, come on, that's funny. Laugh. And you talk to the camera and you're like, it wasn't that funny, but I laughed because she's my boss. And then you stole the joke like 2 minutes later and said it. And I was like, this is baloney. You should go back and watch that episode. Everyone should watch that Triple the Fun episode. I don't remember what episode it was, but if I had to guess, I'm going to guess either 3, 4, or 5 because it was towards the beginning of the season. Anyways, Joey will link it below. I'm just kidding. I don't know if she will or won't.
I thought about that last week. I was like, we should actually start putting links because we're like, you should watch this. It's like, but we're not going to tell you how to get there.
Oh gosh.
Black Panther. I have no recollection of that at all.
Were you drunk?
No, but if I did that, it was only to kind of poke fun. I don't think I would actively steal.
Oh man. I don't really have a Z except Zane Heinzelman. Assistant General Manager Zane Heinzelman.
Zigzag. Dizzy anything. It is funny to watch adults not be able to walk in a straight line.
Except when they dislocate their shoulder.
He took it like a champ because I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about it until after the game. And
that was a British guy too.
He was probably, let's call him 55.
Yeah.
Doing the summit swig. So spin 10 times, hit a wiffle ball off a mini keg, aka T. And then you got to spin 5 more times and hit another one. Whoever hits it furthest wins out of 2 tries. One dude went down. Actually, normally it used to be a joke with me and Jordan because he'd always come out there for it. And he'd always ask me to predict who was going to be the better one for him to get a close-up shot of to see, like, so I'd always have to try and pick which one was going to fall down the hardest or be the most entertaining. I am not kidding. I want to say at least 80% of the time, maybe even higher, I was right. You can just tell who's drunker or who's going to go at it harder. Cause like not trying to be stereotypical. If it's a boy and a female, the boy's going harder and he's probably going to fall. The girl's probably going to play it safe a little bit more. It actually comes to like, there's like studies on this, like boys take more risks than girls do. I think it has to do with Dizzy Bat too. Not always though. Definitely seen some girls that have gone very fast and very hard and fallen very hard. But we'd always pick.
I'm at that age where I do not like being dizzy at all.
So you don't want me to pick you doing the Dizzy Bat for the video
I will do anything for this company. I will do anything to promote, but I hate being dizzy. For some reason I used to have no problem with heights. I'm slowly getting there where it's like, I don't like this as much as I do. And the reason I'm thinking about this is going back to rain delays. Apart from like a good shower or like a pool or a hot tub, I hate being wet.
Yeah.
Don't put me on a flume. Don't ask me to get rained on and then have to stand here. I am absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
So if I'm dizzy and wet, I'm going to be absolutely angry.
Sounds like the night ending of a college party.
Dizzy
and wet.
You were talking about taking risks, and I don't know why this story came into my head, but it is truly one of my WTF moments.
Okay, we'll wrap up with this story.
We had 2 contestants last season, 2 female contestants, who did not want to do Dizzy Bat. They were complaining about Dizzy Bat.
Then why did you sign up for it?
Their friends signed them up for it. It's like, just go out there and have fun. And then the conversation too, well, what if we just went out there and kissed?
No, was that Dizzy?
Was that Dizzy?
No, it was sumo.
Oh, that was sumo.
But this was during this part of the season we weren't allowed by it.
We were out.
First.
You're right. We were in center field. But I never understood that. Here's what we want you to do. No, here's what we're going to do instead.
Yeah.
Where did we go to kissing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that person who says, no, you can't do it. But I'm also not going to be like, hey, yeah, let's get 2 girls in a sumo costume and make out. It's like, just, can you do what we ask, please? Just, oh my goodness.
That's funny. You encourage female contestants kissing on the field, and I watch my game day interns get naked.
That's pretty much what that's.
This is what Saints baseball is all about.
Classic Saints.
All right, wrapping that up. I'm Sierra.
I'm Josh and Joey. What are we listening to as we say goodbye?
Today we are going to listen to Hero on the Mound.
Hero on the Mound. Okay.
I kind of remember that one.
Who's singing on this?
I believe this is. Wait. I think this is this Rally Squirrel?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my. Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
All right. This is the cue for Josh when he's listening to this podcast. Turn it off.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Thank you for listening up to this point. From this point on, I'm just going to say sorry.
Bye.
It's your life, you know you want to live it right. It's not strange, both things are rearranged, no one to blame. It's all for the fun of the game.